People around us always will measure us with the way we commit to them and with the way we stick to our commitment. And this is an important thing to learn in life. Because ultimately we have to understand, if we are non-committal to people around us, and this could be our family, our workplace, our friends, they all would question that if we are really invested in the relationship with them. So it is important to make commitments, make promises, and it is also important to deliver on those. Ultimately, we have to remember three things in this. Number one, that if you are someone who breaks promises, or if you're someone who's not able to keep words, or who doesn't stick to your words, or who may deliver occasionally but often will violate that same promise at a later point in time, then your broken promises are going to echo louder than any great intention that you carry. Now, you may be a very educated person, you may have a lot of ideas, you may have a lot of skills, you may have a lot of pleasantries, you may be charming, and that overall personality and all the works there. But if you are not true to your word and you do this repeatedly, and when I say repeatedly, this doesn't mean 10, 15, 20 times. This could simply be more than 2 to 3 times. If you have broken your promises, your commitment, then that breakage and that breaking of commitment is equal to breaking of somebody else's hopes, ambitions, aspirations, etc. And that's going to be a ghost that chases you for a long time. So think about this, and think about this before you break another promise. And if you've broken promises, then there is some mending that you have got to do. Because unless you deliver on those broken promises, you are not going to be able to get rid of this ghost very easily. So don't break promises, because they echo louder than the best of your intents, best of your personality and skills. The second thing that you need to remember is that if people are having to remind you about your words, about your commitments, it's very annoying, and not just annoying, it's a big signal that people are getting impatient with you. People are beginning to lose their trust in you. People are beginning to think that it is not possible to depend on you, or you waste time, resources. Basically, people are beginning to believe that you do not respect them or the relationship enough. Then again, in that case, it is going to lead to a lot of conflicts. So not only is a broken promise going to echo for a long time, a broken promise is going to have a ripple effect on several other things, including the peace and stability of your situations, your relationships with others. So if you do not want challenges around you all the time, then make commitments and keep those commitments. It's important to make commitments so that people know you are invested, and it's important to deliver on those commitments so that people know that you respect them enough. The third thing that you need to remember is that when we make a commitment and we say something, it is also a direct linkage to our own identity, our own achievement, our own self-concept. And when we break a promise to others, we are first breaking a promise to our own self, because a promise is not just something that you said you will deliver to somebody else. It is also a standard that you set up for your own self. And if you are going to violate that standard, mark my words, you may not be able to forget it very easily. Others will not let you forget it easily. And if you have a few of those lying around, they will come back to you again and again and annoy you. And that is where broken promises start destroying your self-concept beyond a certain point in time. And that's why people get into guilt, people get into shame, people get into doubt. In turn, what happens is, when you break promises to others and you lose that confidence on your own self, you go to a point where you stop making promises, stop giving commitments. So ultimately, broken promises take you in a direction where you become non-committal in your relationship. Think about that. How bad is that? Not only are others stopping to trust you and believe in you, you stop believing in your own self and your ability to manage relationships, relationships become stress for you, whether it's at home or it's at work or with your friends. All in all, this is going to make your dynamics, your way of living difficult, because ultimately you will then find that you are losing people, you are becoming solitary, you don't have people that you can count on. Be careful, make commitments, keep commitments, and keep doing this consistently. And if you do not come up to terms with delivering on a certain commitment, make the amends, make the repairs, otherwise that ghost will keep chasing you.